March 2023, a group of researchers formed the Truth Mafia, a collective determined to investigate conspiracies and occult mysteries that have been buried for centuries. With a passion for uncovering the truth, they delve into the darkest corners of history, pop culture, and ancient mysteries, seeking answers to questions that have plagued humanity for ages. The Truth Mafia is led by Tommy Truthful, a man shrouded in mystery and intrigue, dedicated to uncovering the hidden truths behind some of the world's most perplexing and enigmatic phenomena. Their research has led them down countless rabbit holes, from deciphering ancient symbols to exploring the hidden meanings behind popular media and literature. Despite the risks and challenges they face, the Truth Mafia remains steadfast in their quest for knowledge. Will their investigations lead to groundbreaking revelations, or will they unravel an even deeper web of secrets and lies? Only time will tell in this ongoing saga of conspiracy and intrigue.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Truth Mafia podcast. We got an amazing episode for you today. This is called Fair Use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe on copyright under 17 USC 107. Make sure you smash that like button, guys. Share this video. Help us get it out to the people. And really important, go opt in to our daily newsletter. That link is down below. Also opt in to Donut Factory's newsletter. His link is down below. It's so important that you opt into both of our newsletters because this is a way we can reach out to you guys, give you notifications, tell you what's going on. You know, we can't count on social media to do this. And as always, we are 100% viewer funded. So we are sponsored, and this podcast today is sponsored by Body Align and the Energy Wellness. But do not use promo code Truth Mafia. This is my slide that I always have. Use promo code Donut Factory and you'll save. That link is also down below. The Energy Wellness Band, it's amazing. I got mine on now. They got the Shugnite, the Orgonite, all that grounded up in the band, or the Shugnite and the Tourmaline, my apologies, grounded up in the band. And then it has these certain frequencies binded to the hologram, which protects you from the EMF and microwave radiation that we're bombarded with every day. Again, you're not going to use promo code Truth Mafia on this one. You're going to use promo code Donut Factory, and that link is down below. And then if you want to get your personal decode, that's over on my other website, truthfultv.com, where you can find out your role in this crazy simulation we call life. Whether you're an NPC, maybe you are, maybe you're not, or a first player character. But today we got some amazing stuff for you that we're going to get into right now. I got a special guest on here with me, my brother from another mother, Donut Factory. What's up, Donut?
Yo, what up? It's Donut. What up?
Hey, man, you know, I'm excited. I seen you live, and by the time I messaged you, I was like, hey, bring me on. But you had already just went off air, so I decided to do a quick one and sent you the link. I couldn't believe that once again, I'm not patting our own back, but sometimes we do deserve it. Once again, we was right, brother.
Right.
We was right again. So we said there was going to be a ritual on October 28th, which was the anniversary of Matthew Perry, right? And that's also Bill Gates's birthday, guys, on October 28th. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Julia Roberts' birthday too, which is Matthew Perry's ex-girlfriend. And if you guys remember, when this was the first year anniversary since Matthew Perry's death, and his whole death was tied to Batman and all that. So,
and he died on that day, 10/28.
Yep, October 28th. We did a video a couple of days ago. Both of us, Donut did one, I did one on my podcast, and we both said that there would be significant events on this day. And we had a 33-year-old on a tragic situation. I want to say that, you know, it's never good for this to happen, but she jumped off the Niagara Falls. So I'm going to tell you the story first. This is what the mainstream media is telling us. The Niagara Falls community has been left in utter shock after officials say a mom of 2 jumped to her death from a popular tourist overlook. It is believed that Shantae Means and her 2 young children fell from 200 feet to their untimely death on October 28th, which in numerology, you drop to 0, it's 128. And if you're new to this channel, there's been major events tied to this number, right? Matthew Perry's death. Then that was his girlfriend, Julia Roberts' birthday. And then a couple months later, she releases Leave the World Behind on 12/8, which is 128. During 9/11, the towers collapsed at 10:28 a.m. The Challenger blew up on January 28th of 1986. The bridge collapsed in Baltimore, Maryland, which Maryland equals 128 in reverse reduction, and it collapsed at 1:28 a.m. So we've been warning about a bridge ritual, and guess what? There's one going on right now. One bridge is on fire right now, and we'll get into that in a minute. But this took place on Monday, guys. Monday night, which is Moon Day. It comes from the word moon. And the 33-year-old mother reportedly stepped over the guardrail at Luna Island. Luna, the etymology of the word Luna is the moon, and it's tied to both the Greek and Roman goddess of the moon, and her 2 children, 9-year-old Roman Rossman, so you have that Rome connection, and 5-month-old Mecca Means, according to the statements by officials. So they say she steps over this guardrail, and she has her 2 children and jumps, right? Tragic event. There was another major event that took place at the Niagara Falls with the Rainbow Bridge ritual, where they said it was a car bomb at first. Do you remember that one, Doenut?
Oh, yeah. The Rainbow Bridge. Are you sharing any screen slides or anything?
No, I was just reading off of the main news report right there. But I have a whole article we're going to go over, guys, a whole blog. I did the breakdown and DECODE. We're going to look at all that. The first thing that I want to point out, though, with this whole thing is it was connected to Goat Island, right, Doenut? And I'll show you the video, what the media says about it. That's the main thing they kept saying in the video. Oh, it's connected to Goat Island. Well, Goat Island equals 322. So I go look at her Facebook, and that's what I always do when I see these type of rituals. And I'm like, and guys, for any of you that are new, whenever you see the number 33, with a lot of these major events, they always leave their fingerprint all over it, right? So 33 is the highest level in the Scottish Rite Freemasonry, and it's a very occultic number. But you'll see many different things. You might see the Masonic compass in one of their rituals, or the number 33. They have different ways at kind of letting the initiated know that they were involved with these rituals. And as you see on the screen here, many different major events. I don't want to say the S word, but you guys know what I'm talking about. They're trying to take our weapons away. Each one of these ones were evolved to a certain situation tied to them type of rituals with guns. Let's just keep it real. And every time you got one of these Masons here with the compass. Ain't that crazy, Doenut?
Yeah, and also like that lady who passed away, rest in peace, and prayers out to her family. She wearing the checkerboard floor on the outfit, and that's something I've noticed. Like Cat Williams, when he went on Joe Rogan, he's wearing the checkerboard floor as well. It just doesn't look like it, but it is that duality patterning.
I didn't even realize that when I used this checkerboard background.
Oh, I thought that's what you were like notating at.
No. I just put that because it was kind of cool, the Masonic symbolism behind it. But no, that's a great catch. I didn't even realize, the checkerboard.
Well, I mean, how could you not be looking straight towards that with that?
Well,
picture?
first thing I noticed is the butterfly. I'm like, okay, so she's got the monarch butterflies all over. And then there's a connection to the blue butterfly in Hawaii. And this ritual ties into Hawaii with the Rainbow Bridge. I'll get into all that in a minute. It was 15 days after Leland's death. And how did Leland die? Do you want to tell us a little bit about this? Because she fell too.
Yeah, so Liam, he's part of the biggest boy band of the generation before or after us. One Direction. He fell One Direction down from a third-story building. He had two mysterious women in his place that he was at, just like Kevin Samuels had some mysterious girl, and they left, and this very famous guy with a scorpion tattoo, as we're entering Scorpio, falls off this third-story building, just like the guy from Whitest Kids You Know fell off the 3-story building. The Sophia, she fell from a 3-story building, taking pictures of the full moon, and this happened on a full moon on the 10/17, because the full moon energy is a 3-day window. It is an energetic 3-day window of energy from 3 days prior or 3 days after, and you'll see that famous people on the world stage pass away on these full moons, usually a day before. Now, I have some slides I'll show as well whenever you'd like on Biden demise happening this month, and I can show you through the decode of the moon as well. But yeah, that's the Liam thing. And Liam is I'll add that in there later. But yeah.
But Liam was tied to the moon too. And yes, Hector, Luna is tied to lunatics. Doenut, you broke that down numerous times. And here, I'm going to show you guys real quick the blog I did. And if you want to check the blog out, all the links are in the description, guys, as well as a link to Doenut's video where he did a kind of a debate, hosted a debate with this guy. I haven't got to watch it myself yet, but it's pretty hateful person, honestly. But you guys might want to check it out and see what you guys think. Well, how'd you feel about that podcast, brother? I know that was probably
okay. So yeah, you're talking about the Charles Moscowitz. So Charles Moscowitz, fabulous author. He writes about the left wing. He's written about the Illuminati and the satanic conspiracies and the anti-Semitic imagination as well. He's a sociologist. Highly respect him. He's broken down. Yeah, he's broken down the camouflage of how people hide behind different religions, and it's this ideology of of the elite control stuff. So he asked me to host this debate, which I never would, with this guy. And that's what I did. I hosted, so I didn't talk in it. I just recorded it. I didn't give any of my opinions. I just sat there and hosted it, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome that you did that, man. And yeah, shout out to Moskowitz. He's a phenomenal author and does great work. And he definitely, you could tell that guy's very intelligent. He has a high IQ, because most people, I call them kindergarten truthers, Doenut. They're freshly red pilled, so they don't get it. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand that a lot of these elites camouflage behind different religions, Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, and they're really not none of them. They're freaking Luciferians. You know what I'm saying? They're not none of them religions. They're part of this like Saturnalia death cult. They really worship death. So
yeah,
I mean and it's crazy how they use different religions. And they don't just use different religions. They even use certain secret societies that are kind of lower ones, and they'll put them out in the front when really it's this one, like the Knights of Malta, that no one ever talks about, right?
They're not allowed to, yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to mention them, but that's a big player. The Rothschilds are part of that whole Knights of Malta, and the Rothschilds, they're another one that hides behind Judaism, but it's really not their, that's not what they truly are. I mean,
100%. Yeah.
it's kind of comical when you really know what's going on behind the scenes, but then you try to say that in the conspiracy community and people just don't get it,
Well,
so
there's been a lot of writing against that throughout all the books, and I'm a fan of all these authors and writing the books that all throughout history. Like every single conspiracy theorist that writes books and put it out there at Barnes and Noble, which is kind of sus to think about. Like all those like books were like in the mainstream. But anyway, there's a lot of authors and researchers that have exposed this because we're like in the old school movement. And this new school movement, a lot of people woke up because of the lockdowns. And you can see like the lockdown stuff is straight connected to Geneva, Switzerland. And you can't let people point their fingers and investigate over there where CERN is located at, where the UN is located at, where the biggest World Bank's located at, that makes our Federal Reserve look like child's play. You got to point somewhere else. And, Kanye West is doing a great job leading people astray, I think, in my opinion. But I'm biased. I'm Jewish, so I'm biased.
No, I don't think I'm not Jewish. And, people think I am, though. That's kind of funny. People think I am Jewish, but I'm not. No, I'm Sicilian. I'm actually a mutt. I'm all mixed up, guys. I'm Sicilian, Scottish. Believe it or not, I got a big chunk of British in me, which I never knew about until I got to 23andMe. A lot of from Basque, Spain heritage. But, yeah, I'm a lot of Sicilian. But, me personally, bro, I just want to know the truth. I don't really care about none of that. But when I first got into the whole conspiracy thing, I'm not even going to lie. I was on board with that. I thought it was all Israel. You know what I'm saying? Israel is a big power player. But it's not the people that you think that are running it. It's actually all that has been taken over by the Vatican thousands of years ago. You know what I mean?
There's some crazy like research, like Jordan Maxwell, he said the Vatican took over America in his research. But Jordan Maxwell, what I liked about him is he talked crap about every single religious institution. So he went after everyone. And so where I'm at kind of talking about this is that there's this mainstream people, and I like them. I'm not hating on them at all. But mainstream people like Candace, who is friends with Kanye, and Alex, they're talking about MK Ultra and the CIA, but they leave out this Malta connection, and either they don't know or they're just not allowed to. But not a diss to them or anything. But that's why I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit tonight, just because the malfeasance is in all these different institutions. It's not just like one institution. No, there's it's all three are used by the elites as like just to hide behind, like Republican, Democrat.
Yeah.
It's just an illusion.
It is, brother, and it's sad because they keep us fighting with each other. It breaks my heart to see what's going on in the Middle East between the Jewish population and the Muslims, and then they use Christianity versus Muslim when really we're all being controlled by the same people, and we need to come together, because as long as they keep us fighting with each other, we're not paying attention to them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's why I always say pray for the Middle East, everybody. Like the only thing I shared about over the last like year is I just like say pray for the Middle East, and I just show Muslims and Jews hugging each other. Like that's it,
Yeah.
But this has been going on before that conflict, It started with Kanye on the 128 code, on, since we're talking about 128, Kanye on the 281 day of the year, which is the 128, the 281 day of the year, he went to war on me and my family. And then exactly a year later, on the 281 day of the year, the conflict in the Middle East happened. It's correlated. And if you people can't see that, I can't tell you. It's bigger than religion. These are secret societies, secret cults that are underground, and it's absolutely sick. And we're going to show y'all what's up.
We are. And I mean, that's got to be hard. You're one of my really good friends. And I've talked we talk off air and stuff, and I've asked you a lot, how is it being a truth seeker and being Jewish? And we've had many talks about it. I know that that's got to be hard, brother, because your parents, you have an amazing family, really good people, and to hear someone just say they want to hurt your family, I mean, that's got to be hard.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing new under the sun. I mean, this is just life. Life is like this. Every single culture gets hit with crazy events. Bad things have happened to every culture, to white people, to Irish people, to black people, to Jewish people, to Muslim people. These loosh festivals happen all the time, and it's just my turn to be harvested.
That's yeah, it is sad. But the better we get everybody together, the more we get everybody together, Christians, Jewish people, Muslims out there, we love all y'all, and we don't care about none of that over here. We just need to unify everybody and realize that we're all being loosed, we're all being used. Look, these people, they're not sending their children over to war. They're sending our children to war. Our children are the ones going over there dying. You know what I mean? Not theirs. So
sure.
I try to tell everybody, vote for Tommy Truthful. I did a poll, Doenut, because they said Kamala was winning in the polls. So I didn't believe this. And I did a poll to see, right? And it was me, Kamala, and Trump. And Trump beat me, but only by 30 votes. I beat Kamala, like blew her out of the water, bro. I think she had 2 votes or something. And I had close to 100. Trump had a couple hundred. But I was shocked at how much. So if a normal person like me can beat Kamala Harris, and these people, when they do them polls, they only take a poll out of around 200 people. I was listening to Joe Rogan and Trump talk about it on their podcast, and I'm a pro-life conservative, but I don't really support either side. But gun to the head, I would pick Trump over Kamala. I could listen to him talk more than I can listen to her talk. I don't even want to listen to her talk. Plus all of her rhetoric, it's all recycled communist stuff, bro. Like she literally, her speeches and stuff are the same as the dude that was the communist that took over China back in the day that murdered like 8 million.
Oh, damn, for real?
Yeah, that Mao guy or whatever his name was. He murdered
Damn.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to do a video and show the comparisons of her speeches versus his. They're almost word for word, bro. It's
That's nuts. That makes sense, though. That makes sense. The Obama regime is the sun rising over the mountain, which is the Soviet symbol for communism. It's the symbol for world communism, the sun rising over the mountain. But it could be I'll just leave it there because it goes way deeper than that. Michael Tessarian has broken it down. Jordan Maxwell has broken it down.
Yeah, shout out to Michael Tessarian, an OG in the game, one of my favorite people out there. I've been following him forever. So have you. He's just phenomenal. If you guys don't know who he is, check out his work because he's next level, ain't he, Doenut?
Oh, yeah. And David Whitehead as well. I got to do the podcast with David over on my channel, and he did this whole Cult of the Medics series, which is incredible. And it's funny because there's just so many researchers, because we've been in this for a while. Like it was Professor Griff who got me introduced to Tessarian, and then Tessarian, his podcast gets me introduced to David Whitehead. And then David Whitehead gets me introduced to other researchers as well. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so it's really cool. It's tight.
It is cool. It is cool how, but yeah, Tessarian, I just always felt a good vibe with him. Just certain people, like I felt that way with Max Spears too. I just always felt like Max Spears said some stuff that was crazy, bro. Like he was in the Super Soldier program. He was talking about going through Stargates, and then next thing you know, he's about to expose this black magic. Child called, they were like involved in trafficking and stuff, and he was about to expose all this. He's over in Poland for this big podcast, and he just dies. Donut, they find him vomiting up some black liquid on the couch, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, he was fire though. I don't know if you know who he is, but
I know about him just because of the stuff you've shared.
Yeah,
but I have that same feeling with like Jordan Maxwell. I always like Jordan Maxwell.
Yeah, it's just something in your gut, like, man, I believe this dude for some reason, even though he's saying some off the wall type shit sometimes. It just resonated with me. And I was like, even if what he's saying, I know he believes it. He really believes what he's saying. I think Jordan was the same way. You know what I mean? But I see people in the comments talking about a bridge burning in Cincinnati. And before we get into this one with this girl, yes, guys, another bridge ritual. This was something else me and Doenut have been warning you guys about.
I got a bunch of rituals I could tell you about. Yeah.
With the bridges?
It happened on I think you're right. It happened on November 1st or October, Halloween. I thought that was me talking, bro. I'm tripping out right now.
Oh yeah, I didn't even realize I recorded us on there. Oh wow,
bro, I'm tripping, bro. I was like, how am I talking right now? I thought I was in the freaking Matrix, bro. What the fuck?
So guys, while you heard Doenut talking right there, I actually screen recorded that while we were getting ready to go live. We just realized this bridge thing was going on. And I was like, hey, Doenut, do you know anything else that is tied to November 1st? I asked him about Takeoff. What didn't I ask you about Takeoff, brother? Yeah, so Takeoff also was part of this Halloween ritual, I believe, where he Takeoff, Migos, death. Yeah, it happened today. So Takeoff of the Migos died on this Halloween ritual today. And yeah. And now they got this bridge going on in Cincinnati, guys. And that's why Cincinnati, too, was in the Super Bowl. That was their 33rd Super Bowl, but they got beat. You know, I bet $1,000 against them and ended up winning $4,000. I try to tell all you guys when I did that podcast not to bet for them. You know, a lot of these people out here that do GEMATRIA, they tell you, yeah, bet for this one, they're going to win. And then they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I don't really do sports like that. But you guys asked me your opinion, and I told you. I said, yeah, Cincinnati's not going to win, which they didn't. But the eclipse, the path of totality went right over this area. So, of course, there's going to be major rituals there. And this fire is right under that bridge. So it could very much collapse, you know, very much. I mean, that's a pretty big fire right there. Damn. Yeah, this is in Ohio. So that's what's going on right now as we have this other. And as all that's going on, we got Spain completely underwater. They're trying to divert our attention. And I'm just going to tell y'all, if you really look into Spain, this water came out of nowhere. It don't even make sense how it just flooded in like that. There's some crazy videos. I'm working on a blog for you guys right now to show you everything tied to this, because it, in my opinion, it's complete geoengineering. You know, I think they're using it as a form of population control. And as that's going on, Spain, you had
too quick off the organ.
This. Okay, now before I play this real quick, let me give you a little backstory. First of all, look at the numbers on the screen, guys. It's 407 when they released this story, which is 47, the 47-degree Masonic compass at 51 degrees. The Illuminati was formed on 5/1, right? And we have this 6.0 earthquake right in the same location that, if you remember the movie Knock at the Cabin, 38 minutes into that movie is when the tsunami hit in this exact area. There was like an earthquake that caused the tsunami. and 200-300-foot wave tsunami just wiped out that whole area. Now listen to what they say during this, and then we'll get into this girl, the 33-year-old, and I'll show you the blog that I broke down on that, because it ties into the number 38 and all that. So again, knock at the cabin, 38 minutes in, boom, the tsunami hits.
0.0 magnitude quake off the Oregon coast. This happened in the past few hours. It was recorded about 180 miles west of Coos Bay, right at 1:15. So far, there's no reports of damage or injuries, and the quake is really too small to generate a tsunami. But geologists say this is a good reminder to stay actively prepared.
It's one of those nice little earthquakes here in the Northwest that reminds us that we live in earthquake country and that we need to be prepared for the big one, the 8.0, the 9.0 that may someday occur all the way from Vancouver Island down to Northern California.
As you might imagine, this is generating a lot of attention online. We have a lot more over at coin.com.
It's funny because that's what, like, when you record a rap song, that's what it looks like. So it's kind of like that's God's like rap song right there with the earthquakes.
Yeah, dude, it's kind of nuts. And then what'd he say? Oh, we got to remember. And then 115 for all my decoders in the comments. You guys already know that's a huge Mason number. You flip it around, it's 511, which is Saturn, right? And shout out to this person, Freestyle, that said Doenut sent you. Thank you, and we appreciate y'all. But you hear what he said there, Doenut. He pretty much is telling us the big one's coming, 8 to 9.0. And recently, they just upgraded, or they are upgrading. I'm not sure if they did it yet or they're going to do it. Upgrading the earthquake, or not the earthquakes, my apologies, the hurricanes to category 6s, bro.
Yeah.
So the weather's ramping up. I think this is what they're really trying to divert our attention from with the whole election stuff and, you know, situations like what's going on with this girl.
Bro, it's just business. It's like if Elon or Trump stream together, let's say, it's going to get 1 to 6 million views or whatever. How much money's involved for CNN, for advertisements? This is business. This is just business. It's not personal. It's just business.
It is. You're right. It's, I mean, like that Joe Rogan one, bro. Do you know how many views it got?
Millions.
Oh, my Lord. Millions of views. So, I mean, when he went on Theo Von prior to the Joe Rogan podcast, I think on Theo Von, he did like 15 million views. So I can't even imagine how many he did on Rogan, but I'm sure it was quite a bit. But yeah.
It's good. I'm happy that RFK is all up in there talk, because I never knew anything about that guy because I never like looked into him, but he's been pushing like some hope for recovery, and that's a huge thing of mine is sobriety and recovery and how important it is. And I'm just happy that that is being addressed because it's a big problem in America. And so I don't really know much, but I do like that there's some hope, because it's all about hope. So there's different levels of vibrational frequencies of the light spectrum as well. When we're talking about the purple frequencies of the highest like vibration, that Blu-ray disc hold the most data. That's why all these purple lights are everywhere. But emotionally, consciously, the levels of frequency of hopefulness vibrates at such a high level, unlike hopelessness and apathy. And that's the goals of the strategic fear that keeps pushed to us consistently, is to put us in an apathetic state so we don't take any action. I would go as far as saying it's not even fear that they're pushing hopelessness, and hope is such a high vibrational frequency. And I'm happy that that dude's bringing up some hope for recovery, and I like that.
Yeah. Shout out to him for that, and the whole health thing. I'm down with that too. How he's, you know, that part, I support that. I mean, the Kennedy family, a little shady, but
For sure.
I take my hat off when people do something good, and that is awesome that he's doing that part, you know.
Yeah.
So I definitely salute that. He's bringing attention to the chemtrails, the geoengineering. He's bringing attention to the poison that's in our food, the GMOs. He brought up how there's different chemicals in the food here in America between the food in the UK. So yeah, all that is beautiful, right? Just like when everybody that watches me knows I don't support any of these presidents. But like I said, if I had a vote between one or two, I would pick Trump over Kamala. And Trump did a lot of bad things with the bringing the Ronin and the 5G. I'm not for none of that. Operation Warp Speed, definitely not for that. But you know, when he was on Joe Rogan, he said, I was just listening to people that were telling me this and telling me that, and I would listen and weigh it and do that. So he did do some good things too, though, that, you know, I give him credit for. So when they do, but I can't see like Kamala, dude, she ain't gonna do nothing good but flip us into communism, socialism, and total chaos. That's
Well, see, this is something that I've been uncovering through the symbolism and the ideology of the socialist left wing. So, like, you got all these new like truthers who are like very anti-Semitic, and they're telling everybody if you had to choose between the two of Trump or Kamala, they all say we love Kamala. So it's like, oh wow, okay. So their ideology is with the socialism, and I'm like, oh okay. So this is just something it's pattern recognition I'm noticing over and over again. And then there's people who are also anti-Semitic that are totally for Trump. I'm not as like freaked out about them as much as I am for the ones like pushing for Kamala. It's just something I've been looking at, and I'm seeing a pattern. It's interesting. But I'm sure I'll have a lot more of research in a year or two. I act like I know everything. I don't know anything.
No, you got some things figured out. I'll tell you one thing. You know, Eminem, they think he's like for us and the Truth Seekers. That dude's a moron. I mean, I used to love his music, but this dude's, oh yeah, vote for Kamala, and then he's throwing up the fist. Let me tell you, that fist has nothing to do with Black Power or none of that. It's a communist fist is what he's throwing up right there. And you did an amazing presentation on that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got a lot of backlash because I get backlash from people because they think that had to do with, you know, it just, we're so deep in the research, and most people are getting a exoteric story that, you know, and we're going deep, you know, so it does trigger people. It triggers the right. If I say, what would be considered the elite? Would the richest man in the entire world be considered elite? Right? Yeah. Well, who's the richest man in the world? It's Elon, the elite.
Oh.
And if you say anything bad about him, you're in trouble by the right, because he's there to fight the elite, but he's the most elite person on the planet.
I know, it's so funny, right?
Absolutely. And like the whole world is backwards, bro. We're in the upside down.
And he wants to put brain chips in us. And I mean, it's like, it's quite comical, to tell you the truth, what these people, it's like, dude, Elon is the good guy now. Like, come on, guys, for real.
Bro, he is fantastic at propaganda. Absolutely. I mean, I'm starting to be like, yo, this guy's pretty tight. Like, he is so good at propaganda. It's amazing.
He is. Yeah, I give him that. He's very good at propaganda. I mean, it's and then when you look into his family, I mean, these people's families go way back. It's the modern day nobility. You know what I mean, Doenut? That's all they are. Just like the lords back in the day, how you would have the nobles that would answer to the kings. It's the same shit. It's the same thing now. And the right, the
he's
right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I apologize.
No, you got me all excited. Sorry.
But no, the right, they stick up for Elon because, oh, Twitter, free speech, da 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 da. They don't realize that's all a hustle. All that's a hustle. So I don't even like Twitter. I think it's so freaking toxic, bro.
It is.
It's the most toxic platform I've ever been on, but I don't like TikTok either. Everybody said TikTok was free speech, and you find a lot of cool stuff on TikTok, but every time I put a video up there, they hit me with they hit me with what's it called? Guideline strike. I get hit with guideline strike after guideline strike. I can't get nothing.
Anybody who has put a video on TikTok is been banned because it's a leftist witch talk. It's witch talk. And anyone who's still up on TikTok with millions of subscribers, they are that are saying that they're speaking the truth. They're 100% a limited hangout.
Yep, 100%. They're agents, and I agree with that, bro, because me and you talked about that before. It's like impossible. I'll even do some dumbed down shit, and it'll get taken down, bro. I'm like, what?
My stuff, it's crazy. It's crazy.
One thing I will say, as far as free speech, Rumble's decent, but they censor too. Telegram is probably the most open, where you can get out anything on Telegram.
Dude, this is what's crazy. Telegram is run by the World Economic Forum. It's part of that connection. Rumble is run by the PayPal Mafia. It's deep state. Yes, it's 100% run by Elon, Peter Thiel. And Twitter is run by, Elon and Jack Dorsey. The first tweet was on 322 on Skull and Bones Day. 321 in America, but most places in the world it was 322. The first tweet was on 322, just like Ben Shapiro fired Candace on 322, and then Candace got baptized at 322, and Joe got some medicine at 322, and Oprah stayed home for 322 days, and Hillary stayed home on 322. Like It goes on and on. But Twitter is doing memetic magic. There's a spiritual magician war happening now, and it's pretty funny to watch. So sometimes these secret societies go to battle with each other, and what's happening is occult magic, but via casting spells via the internet, which is connected straight to CERN, as you showed your audience. The World Wide Web is connected to CERN. So the AI systems that are run in Grok and Twitter and also in TikTok, the richest man on the planet owns Twitter X, which is putting magical spells through chaos magic with the frogs for the right. And TikTok, the richest person in China, owns TikTok, who is putting out witch talk and chaos magic spells of the witches. The witches are complaining that they can't break the spell. Their spells aren't working because Donald Trump has a force field shield around him. And that force field shield is through Elon Musk's magical sorcery that he's doing as well, because there's a sorcery battle happening now. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. And people don't even know that, dude, that these families, so there'll be these evil faction guys that are listening out there. And just because they're evil and they all hate us and they're all about genocide and they're all about smart cities, they all have these same goals, but they're at war with each other to see who comes out on top and is the top player of it all. And it's funny that you said that about Rumble and Telegram, because I had a thought a while back. I'm like, man, maybe they leave it open and don't censor, so all of us truth seekers, all the people that they know that we would be deemed the enemy, right? They know who we are now. It gathered us up on them platforms and separated us, so they keep us corralled over here on Rumble and Odyssey and Telegram and what was the other one that kind of fell through? It started with a G.
Gab?
Yeah, Gab. That one sucked. But MeWe, they got MeWe. And then Donald Trump's Truth Social, but it's all if you looked into Operation Jade Helm and how they did that little military operation, and during that time, there was a big conspiracy going around that they were going to put these colors on our mailbox. Do you guys remember that in the comments?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, red, yellow, and green. So if you ended up with a yellow on your mailbox, you would go to the re-education FEMA camps. If you had a red, you were on the kill list, right? If you had a green, you're a good little sheep. You know nothing. So I think they did that through AI algorithms in the internet, bro. I think they use these social media platforms, hashtags, and shit like that to corral us. They already know who we are, who is who's the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there's a battle going on between these black magicians, and like you said, it's pretty interesting to see.
Dark Maga.
Dark Mega. Mega is the highest level in the Church of Satan, too, guys. The Megas, the highest level. So just to let you know that. Now let's play this clip here and listen to what they say in this clip. Guys, here we have another ritual taking place as we have this earthquake in Portland, Oregon, and the flooding in Spain, all geoengineering. Now a mother plunges from Niagara Falls with child and baby. And remember, they did that bridge ritual at Niagara Falls during the Rainbow Bridge. And how old do you think this mother was, guys? Oh, I don't know, 33 years old. The woman identified by police, 33-year-old. Let's see what they're saying.
Joining us, unfortunately, we begin with information about a terrible tragedy that police say happened right here Monday night. They tell me a mother intentionally went over the falls, bringing with her her 2 young children. Their bodies have not been recovered. I'm going to show you where they say this happened. We've learned it happened on Luna Island. Now, that's an area connected to Goat Island inside Niagara Falls State Park.
Connected to Goat Island, guys.
Wow.
Goat.
It's just a short distance from where I am right now. Police tell us 33-year-old Chianti Means, her 9-year-old, and her 5-month-old went over a safety guardrail and then over the falls. This was on around 9 p.m. Monday, and they heard from numerous witnesses over the past 48 hours. Multiple police agencies have been involved in the search. Authorities have been spotted in the park in marked vehicles and the state police helicopters, and in the water below the falls where they're searching. As of tonight, we're told the bodies have not been recovered. And while this tragedy remains under investigation, state police telling me that they have yet to uncover a possible explanation.
Everyone always says, is there a red flag or was there a warning, right? We don't see that here. We don't see that warning or that red flag or that indicator that would assume long-term turn for the worst. So either something happens suddenly or that's the spotty area that we're not quite sure right now. The best we can do for the families is to, down the road, recover the bodies if we can, and, at least have that closure for the family. The why is going to be a very difficult question for us to ask.
So this ritual, guys, was on Monday, Moon Day, the 28th, October 28th, the anniversary of Matthew Perry and his death. And we told you there would be a ritual on October 28th. And bam, here we have the. And it's interesting too. He's wearing that purple color, the cop, and that purple color. Me and Paranoid American did a video about the Phoenicians, who were the Canaanites, and they had this. That was their color. They sold it to the kings. Only the royal. It was actually against the law for people like us to wear purple, Doenut, at one time.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. It comes from this snail. They harvested that color from this rare sea snail. So it was a really hard color to produce, and only the kings and the nobles were allowed to have it. The Phoenicians really made it really popular, and they were heavily involved in the maritime trade. And, they set up Carthage, and Carthage, I mean, they were into, sacrificing children and all that craziness.
Yeah.
But, yeah, 33-year-old woman, right? And I looked at many different ciphers because I just wanted to see the connections throughout multiple ciphers. And you have crisis actor in that 33 in Chaldean, false flags in the 33 cipher, cast a spell, Okay. And then I break down all the connections with the bridge collapse. You guys already know these. Kill is 128 in primes. So it happens on October 28th in Niagara Falls. And then Niagara Falls, guys, well, that was this ritual, the Rainbow Bridge ritual, which I did back November 22nd of 2023 on the anniversary of John F. Kennedy. And there was a major event that took place on JFK's anniversary in 2023. That was right after the whole Lahaina stuff and all that. And you had from that day, from Wednesday, November 22nd until December 7th, that 12/7 day when Pearl Harbor happened is 15 days, which Hawaii was 15, CERN 15, bomb 15. They said there was a bomb on the bridge, right? And then how many days from the moon, the full moon, the hunter moon that was tied to that Leland's death who fell, that donut broke down, 15 days. From October 17th to November 1st today, it was 15 days. So again, tied back to CERN. A lot of this energy that they're harvesting right now, it's all getting fed back into CERN, guys. And if you look at the location, first of all, right, the kid's name is Roman Rossman. All right. And if you look at the etymology, it happens on a Monday. Well, where's Monday come from? The moon day. That's the etymology of the word luna, traces back to Latin, where it directly means moon. In Roman mythology, Luna was the goddess of the moon. Her name was Selena, the goddess Selena, right? And what's the kid's name? Roman Rossman. You know what I'm saying? And Luna, the whole lunatics. And you got to be a lunatic to jump into freaking off a bridge with your two children. The Greek goddess Selena equals 95. How old was the kids, guys? 9 and 5. 9 years old and 5 months old. So the two numbers, 9 and 5, right? The Greek goddess Selena, 95. You got that connection there. And then if you just look at the word kill, in pi it's 5. The one child, Mecca, which that's another, the other kid's name is something Mecca. Hold on, let me see. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Mecca means. So that's that kid's name, Mecca means. And kill is 5. Kill is 9 in Chaldean. The other child's 9 years old. The one child's 5 months old. Kill is 59. The mirror reflection of 95 is 59. So you can see the whole thing is just a major kill ritual. And then Roman, his name equals 44, which is harp, kill, that whole 44 connection. Oh, there's a huge one with that one. Crisis actors is 44. And then you have that 228 connection with Mecca means with death. And here's from her Facebook post. You have to hold on to the ones you love. You never know when you might lose them. And I recorded this and show you guys live. I kept trying to like it and unlike it, like it and unlike it. They would not let me like the video. They froze it at 44. And then there was 31 comments and 13 shares, guys. The Matrix equals 31. 13 spelled out equals 31. And 31 and 13 are mirror reflections of each other. And 1331 is the ultimate eclipse number. If you look into GEMATRIA, we had an eclipse in 1331 that went right over Wuhan, China, that never touched water. And that was the first case of the Black Death, the Black Plague during that eclipse in 1331. So watch this. They won't even let me like it. So it's got 44 likes, right? I try to like it. It stays at 44. You believe this shit? 44 is kill, right? It's also harp, as we have all these harp rituals going on, right? As this 33 I already broke that down, guys. But you know what I'm saying? So they froze it at that. I found that very interesting. And then her name, the name which her name's different than the name they give us on her Facebook, which I'll show you in a minute. But the name the media gives us, and here's her dressed up as Chucky Donut. I'll show you.
Oh, Chucky.
Yeah, she's Chucky, and there's this whole Chucky connection right now. They got that new Chucky series out. Remember?
I'm probably the biggest Chucky fan on the planet. I'm
Oh,
into all the. I got how I find something I like, and
and you
then I
love
just study it because I remember when I was a kid, I was scared of Chucky because that cover was freaky, but it made me obsessed with it. So I had to figure out why am I so scared of this thing, and then I studied everything. I even got the director's autograph on a picture because they did some sort of like fundraiser kind of thing or something. I don't remember, but yeah, Chucky, yeah, I like it.
I do too. I'm a
and
big
yeah, his so Chuck, dude, and then once I got into your information and Juan's information, it shows like all the stuff that they be talking about is true too. Like and it's crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah, so she's wearing the Chucky outfit. Interesting.
yeah, and that was one of her older Halloween outfits, and then her name equals 38. And on the cover of Murder by Numbers, guys, it's like the biggest number in Gematria tied to murder. And you see it right there on the cover of Murder by Numbers. And Sandra Bullock was 38 years old when she shot that film, right? Death is 38, RIP 38, Murder 38. Now let's go take a look at her Facebook. I left it open for us.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I didn't even check out Diamond Scott. So let me see real quick.
Oh, look, Atlanta, ATL. That's where all the rituals are going down right now. That's where the guy was on the 33rd building of Bill's building was on the 33rd floor, bro.
I forgot to put this up too, Doenut. So the media, they said in her news article, it says that, look down here, it says on October 1st, Means wrote, "You have to hold on to the ones you love. Never know when you might lose them." Following this status, the mother posted several times about sick of irritation, anger, sadness, and rage. Most notably, Means wrote, "I wish someone would love me because the man that's supposed to does not. So I throw that in. Boom, it equals 238. Well, there's tied to the moon again, because from the earth to the moon is 238,000 miles. That's what they tell us anyways. And that's what that quote equals, 238 in reduction. And with the whole JFK, because it's tied to the Rainbow Bridge, that November 22nd date. And during John F. Kennedy's ritual, guys, Lyndon Johnson was sworn in on Air Force One at 2:38 p.m. So they use that one. And the number 238 is heavily tied to magic. It's a big magic number. So she's in Atlanta, Georgia on the 33rd parallel, but she's supposed to be from New York, bro. In the news article, it said she's a New York native and she lives in New York. You don't know? Yeah.
Well, also, like the guy that was having a mental health crisis on the 33rd building in Atlanta, that's owned by Bill, he was a doctor, Dr. Berger, but he was an eye doctor, and then his left eye got pretty much gouged out, it looked like, which is the symbol of the Illuminati. That is the symbol of the left eye Lopez. And what's this?
This is who made the story, I guess, because look, here's the article, right? Oh, yeah, The Root. Okay, so The Root is who wrote this story up. That's their Instagram, their Facebook, and their Twitter. I never even heard of The Root. That's very interesting, though. The Root. Wasn't there a movie called Roots before?
Yeah, it was about slavery.
Oh, interesting. I bet you there's a connection there, too.
I have some moon stuff.
Well, look at this, bro. The Root 38. The Root's 38, guys. Which remember, that's her name, 38. So the Root that wrote the damn story is also 38. So you got some moon stuff for us. Let's look at the picture.
Yeah, if you share my screen,
could I show you a couple of these pictures real quick before we share that?
Yeah, for sure.
This is the one with the Baphomet thing above her head and the foot. And then I was reading like the comments, dude. The comments are just so crazy. I don't know. I just got a gut feeling in my stomach that this whole thing is AI. I really do, guys. I think it's all AI generated. Like they got Atlanta, Georgia here. They don't even got the right freaking location. And you always see that with these type, but you could put a different location on your Facebook. You know, I have a different location on one of mine than where I'm at is where I was born. So I guess that could happen. But when you're reading these comments, like you were talking about how they loosh us and they want to keep us just very negative. And when you read through the comments, dude, look what people really don't care if you're dead or not. That's this person said that. I mean, the comments are crazy, bro. Murder. Look at this. Murder. I was going through the comments. I'm like, holy shit. This thing is like a big looshing. Now she's where she belongs. Whoever this person
That's
is.
crazy. Why are people so mean?
I don't know, dude. It's like, are they even real, or is this a bunch of AI stuff? I always look
Yeah,
at
like who has a profile that says the biggest bitch is like who makes a profile for their family and friends? Because Facebook's for like your parents and stuff.
Yeah.
Put God, but like this makes no sense. Put God first,
yeah,
and then it's the biggest. I don't know. I wouldn't, but they could be real. I don't know. But I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? I just feel it's AI, bro. I really do. And I'm not saying like all these type of things are fake. I know there's
a lot of bots out there. Yeah, so you just never know.
You never know. I mean, could this girl be real and really had jumped? Of course, but there's something weird about it. My gut
is weird.
And I'm not one of these people that think when I say false flag, guys, I don't mean nothing happened. I mean it's engineered. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let's say she did jump, for example. They got voice to skull technology. They could have been torturing this chick and caused her to do that, just like they do with the first shooters where they'll activate them. So stuff like that could happen. I'm not one of these people that thinks, oh, nobody died in 9/11, because I was in New York. I was a senior in school, and in Brooklyn, actually. I actually quit school that day. I said, oh, I'm done. The day the plane towers hit Doenut, I walked out of school and never went back. I said, oh, yep, world's going to hell.
So this is what got me onto the 128 code. Because you know me, I'm not really a numbers guy at all, but I listen and learn.
Well, you are now.
This is what made me kind of go crazy is that you broke about, if you want to share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
You're the one who showed me this 128 code because you showed me this because you said that the Twin Towers collapsed at 10:28 in the morning. And then you showed me January 28th, 128, the bridge collapse. And then if you Google Gematria bridge collapse, it equals 128 in its numbers. And then you know me, and anyone can confirm this who listens to me this year, I was doing nothing but 128 podcasts even last year, saying there's going to be a bridge ritual with 128, and the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed at 128 in the morning. Even this girl who fell from the bridge on 128, 1028, which I tweeted, 1028, the next ritual, her name's Scott. It's Diamond Scott, like Francis Scott Key Bridge, Diamond Scott.
Wow.
The Scott connection. The Scotts are part of Leave the World Behind, which was released on 128, December 8th.
Who's Diamond Scott? That's that girl's name.
That's the girl. That's the girl that fell off the bridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the Scotts, that's Leave the World Behind, are the Scotts, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, all collapsed at 128. So Tommy and myself, this is what I tweeted October 21st. 1028 will be the next ritual. It's part of the 128 code. And so thank you for showing us this, because I didn't know that. But this next ritual, something I have studied, is the moon. So the Cancer moon shot, you see Elon tweeting about the 69. Well, the 69 is the symbol for Cancer. The moon shot, the moon, it's the moon, because this is astrological, going back to these Mithra cults, Skull and Bones, and all of that. But if you go to Joe Biden's 666 speech, this is a 666 speech. They published it actually this what he's talking about, Build Back Better, on 10/28, 1/28.
Yeah.
But this 666 speech was released on October 1st, and 6 minutes, 6 weeks after would be November 18th, the 322 day of the year. Now, people be passing away on the full moons. Right? We're talking about the full moons, right? And we're in a leap year.
And so 44 days remain on that. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, on November 18th. Yeah. But check this out, bro. So November 17th will be the 322 day of the year. The full moon energy is 3 days after or 3 days before. The full moon this year will be landing on November 15th. Today's the new moon, which is today. We went into Scorpio. Joe Biden is a Scorpio. Liam fell on the last full moon with the Scorpio tattoo, the scorpion tattoo. November 15th leaves 46 days until the end of the year. He's the 46th president. So November 15th could be the day he passes away, or November 17th, 18th, 16th, because there's the 3-day window. Yeah,
you're
so
on to something because November.
Yeah. Well, hold on 1 second. Sorry. No, because this is very important. November 15th is the full moon. So they either die a day before or after. So him dying on the 322 day, as he got medicated at exactly 322, is probably the date he's going to probably go through a ritual. Young Dolph died November 17th, right? He released the Illuminati paper route, and that was 2 days before the full moon. So this is pattern recognition. But sorry about that. I just wanted to get
No. Well, what I was thinking that you're onto something because so from Leland's, that guy that jumped off the thing until her death was 15 days, right? And then November 15th, including the end date, takes us to 15 days. Exactly. So that we've been seeing these 15-day, they've been doing these rituals.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I've been talking about it for like a year and a half now in these 15-day segments, bro. And it's all tied to CERN and a bunch of crazy shit. So, but that would, if we exclude the end date, that would take us to November 16th. So and that's the day before that.
Well, so 15, right? There's 15 members of Skull and Bones. Every senior year, they pick 15 members to join Skull and Bones. 322.
Holy shit. And then 15 is phosphorus. The atomic number of phosphorus is 30, right? And guess what? From 1017, the last moon, when Leland dies, until 1115 is 30 days. So that ties into that 15 and 30 number. Tying into phosphorus. We probably are going to have some major fire rituals on that day. I bet you $1 million freaking dollars we do, guys. And Demiurge is 30. That 30 number is a huge number with loose energy harvesting, Doenut.
Damn. Well, also someone pointed out as well, the Illuminatus was founded on 5/1, which is written 1/5 in most countries on May Day.
Interesting. So I think this is what I'm thinking, brother. I'm thinking between November 14th and the 17th, in that period right there, they're going to do something major.
Yeah. Well, that's that 3-day window. So for sure.
Yeah, I
From
think
the
you're on to
energy.
I think you're on to something,
and
brother.
It's connected to Biden.
I think you're my boy Matrix Codebreaker. Shout out to him, the Dirty 30. He knows all about that.
Matrix Codebreaker 88.
Yeah, that's my boy. I just did a podcast with me and him the other day. He's a really cool dude. Does decoding and stuff. I know you know Matrix Codebreaker, right?
Yeah, I watch all y'all podcasts. Yeah, we friends.
Yeah, he's good.
I never podcast with him yet though, but I will when maybe we do something with all three of us.
Yeah, you'd like him. He's a super down to earth, good dude. He's a father. Real good guy, man. He's been a friend of mine now for a couple years. He used to do decoding over on truthfultv.com for me. Just an amazing person, man. A lot of the cool stuff that I come up with, he'll get me hip to it. I always give him credit, though. And our boy Travis, he's been following me since I started. Shout out to West Virginia, my boy down in Travis, another decoder down there. He's always catching weird shit going on in the sky, like some crazy UFO shit or drones. I don't know what the hell's following him, but something's definitely going on in this guy's sky. He shows videos, and it's pretty interesting. But he showed Kamala's 115, and that earthquake that was in Oregon, that was tied to that 115 number, and then Joe Biden's 30 in Chaldean. So 1 times 15. Yeah, that's a crazy connection right there, brother. You got Obama 15 in Chaldean, Joe Biden 30, and that's that whole regime. So I didn't even realize them two were connected to them numbers. What was it at 1:15? Oh, it was 1:15 p.m. when the quake started. Okay, good catch, Travis. Definitely could be something with that one. But it's cool, bro. It's cool to see you grow with the numerology, Doenut. I kind of feel like a proud father because I remember when I first met you.
Daddy truthful. Daddy truthful.
I do, though. It's like watching your kid grow up. And I'm not saying I'm your dad.
Bro, you're older than me, bro. You're my elder.
But it is like, man,
technically,
you're one of my.
You're not that much older than me.
No, not I'm old though. I'm 41, about to be 42.
Yeah, y'all are crazy, bro. Like when I was a kid, I'm like 4 or 5 years younger than you. So like you would have been a senior and I would have been like a freshman. And so like your culture was crazy, robbing motherfuckers and stealing and beating people up. So my culture, my like generation, we were right after y'all. So we were like, oh man, we don't like that, but we're tough, but we're a little sensitive from it. And then the generation like 4 years before us, they're like total like softies, right? It's way softer. And then the next generation after that, they're incels, so they can't get laid and they can't, so they're very angry. So they're programming the next 4-year generation after that to be aggravated. That's why they're bringing in people that are fighting age, and they're creating people and being manipulated by like Andrew Tates and stuff like that because they're incels and they're angry and they're alone. So they get radicalized. There's a big connection to it all. And because so we think of things in little TikTok brain where like because we have to. I got to be at work. I got to walk the dog. I got to do this thing. I got to pay the bills. We don't have time to think, and that's on purpose. The Illuminati goals are rolled out via centuries. So the goals being rolled out are through generations and millenniums. This is why when I was in school, we wouldn't be in school together. When that's how it should be. I should be with the seniors as a freshman so I could learn from them, but they segregate each generation through the grade system to try to keep you in this government programming called school, which links directly back to Skull and Bones, the Rockefellers, the Illuminati. It's based off the Prussian schooling system to keep you in this government schooling system. That's what it's all about. So rant over. I hope that made sense.
No, it did. And you're right. You're right, bro. One thing I've always loved about you with your work, and Scotty, shout out to you. You said you first met Doenut, Travis, and Joseph with Joseph Acueva. Shout out to Joseph Acueva. He don't like me anymore, I don't think. He said I was leading everybody to hell because I said I didn't think Obama was the Antichrist.
Well,
but,
so that's the thing is, I heard that the Antichrist is someone popular that everyone likes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I remember my girlfriend when I was 14.
Obama. I don't know,
I remember I was like 14 or something, 15, and so I was like in school, and my girlfriend at the time, so I'm like a little donut. She's like, Obama's the Antichrist. And I was just like, what the heck? That's crazy. And then the people do not like Obama. Like you got half the world angry at him and half the world liking him. But same thing with Trump. People would say Trump's the Antichrist. It's like you got half the world hating him and half the world. So like, how is that?
I think
That's
it's
just my
Prince
question.
William too. That's who I think it is because look, Prince William, nobody really hates him like that. They do hate a lot of the royals, but he could come in and do something like amazing that makes everybody love him, right? And he could come in after, but his numbers line up so perfect with the Antichrist. But
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone in the comments, Scott says Antichrist means against God. See, I don't even know what like the stuff means. That's just what I've heard. So maybe he's right. If like Antichrist means against God, then
yeah,
maybe I don't know. I don't know.
yeah, I don't like I said, Joseph Acueva could be right. Maybe it's Obama, and I never meant to offend him. I was doing a podcast with this one dude that I don't even talk to anymore. He actually got up and walked off my show, but I'm not even going to give him no shout out because nobody watches him. So, it was during that. I never meant to offend the kid. So I got nothing but love for him. He does GEMATRIA. He says he's a Christian and all that, so hopefully he can forgive me and we can get past that. Because I want to see everybody in our community get along. I'm not really down for the whole beef and shit. It's kind of lame. I don't like when none of the truthers do it. And there's a lot of people out here that are passive aggressive and they try to sneak dish you. And you know me, Doenut, I'm very direct. I am not scared. I don't give a shit. I will say it right to your face. But we got
you will.
Yeah,
I'll definitely sneak this, people.
No, but you do it in a funnier way. You're not really passive aggressive like that. But we got 400 people in the live right now. Smash that like button, guys. Make sure you guys go check out my boy Doenut too. Check out his newsletter. He's got this Illuminati comics coming out right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Everybody.
Super excited.
I don't know. Can I show the screen real quick? Because this is super important for everybody tuning in. Let me just go here real quick. Me and Paranoid American. I know y'all know Paranoid American because he's part of the Truth Mafia. So I know y'all know him.
I love him.
Me and Paranoid worked on this for an entire year, this Illuminati comic. We go through the entire history of the Bavarian Illuminati, plus from back in 1776, we covered the Masons, the Jesuits, everything. And there's different initiations to support us. Top level being the Illuminati Yacht Club. But look how amazing this comic book came out. I mean, you're going to learn everything. This has never been done before, and it's so high quality. Now you got to go to this Notify Me on launch.
I love that one right there with IHS and George Washington.
We make it fun so you can understand of the different battles and wars, but more in terms that here's the Templars and the Masons. It looks incredible, and these are just a couple slides. There's way cooler slides than those. But when we launch this on 11/11, this is going to drop on 11/11. It's very important for y'all to go here to this Notify Me on launch. Look, we just got a bunch of people who just signed up. Number just jumped. You go here and sign up here. It will mean a lot because when we launch it, we want it to get into the algorithm of Kickstarter to hopefully go viral in there. But you also get access to all these initiations and like first come, first serve. I'm dropping my VHS box up on here. So it's going to be dope. So you get a bunch of goodies as well. And we're going to also make a link for only Truth Mafia members only where you get extra goodies. But make sure, we're going to hook up the Truth Mafia with some dope stuff. Yeah,
we're going to hook y'all up. And a matter of fact, I got my DHS box still sitting next to me on my stand right here. You sent me one. And it's my inspiration. I watch it when I'm doing my pod. I look at my DHS, but it comes with a bunch of cool little gifts in it. And then you had your secret Illuminati meeting. You always do some pretty cool stuff, brother. But the one thing, a Paranoid American is so talented when it comes to this, and that I'm still trying to bring him to Jesus Christ. but I tell him that every time he's on the podcast. But I love him because he don't get offended. And last time we did an amazing show, like he told my audience why he got into masonry, how his grandpa was part of it, and he his plan was that at the beginning was like to infiltrate it and find out what was going on. But then he said it was way more boring than he thought, and I mean, he could be just telling me that, but with Paranoid American, I get that same feeling I do with Max Spears, and I don't feel like he's lying to me. You know what I'm saying?
He's a good guy. He's a good man.
He's a real one. Anytime I've ever asked him to do anything, he's always been there for me. And he'll always be a friend of mine. I don't care. As long as he's not drinking children blood and doing no crazy shit, he's my homeboy. So I'll always stick up for him. You know what I mean?
He's the homie.
One thing I respect about you, Doenut, and it was what made me kind of fall in love with your work. I think you're really on point with this type of stuff. You're really good when it comes to the psychological part of it all.
Thank you.
You look into the psychology of it all and how it all works, and I've always loved that about your work.
I appreciate that.
Because not too many people do that, brother. Break down the psychology behind it all, and it's kind of like this. I was reading this. I can't remember where I read it, so I don't want to misquote, but I was reading maybe an article or something, and they said if there's a riot outside and everybody's peaceful, there could be 1 million people and everybody will remain peaceful. But if one person throws a brick through a window, everybody's going in that building.
Right.
It's like some psychological.
It's the crowd.
Yeah, I forget exactly what they called it, but yeah.
It's the herd. It's the herd.
Yeah, herd mentality. That's exactly what it was. You're right.
The herd is the crowd, and the crowd, you can see it with the stampede. Once one person starts running, everyone just starts to run, and there's a stampede. It's this phenomenon. There's a dancing phenomenon where one person just starts dancing. Everyone just starts dancing, and it becomes a phenomenon where they just dance, the dancing mania. It's the and the crowd is different than the individual. That goes deep for sure. I appreciate that, though.
Oh, yeah. I just always thought that was very fascinating because I like to think I'm a person that can't easily be influenced. So I'm like, if I was out there and these motherfuckers are throwing bricks, I'm not going to do it. But you never know. That psychological, that herd mentality shit, that really, works, it seems.
Yeah. Oh, someone wrote groupthink. I think that's the right word.
That could be it too. You might be right. Whoever wrote groupthink. You could be right. There was something with herd. And I wasn't herd mentality, but what did they say with the whole code red thing, the corona? Wasn't there herd immunity or some shit?
Yeah. And so that's what I've been thinking about. When you can put someone through a hypnosis, you can get them to be allergic to things. You can make them see things. You put someone under a hypnosis, you can make them not feel well. And I'm just thinking about how many people were under hypnosis,
during that event.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot, I would say.
I would say I was as well.
Me too.
I feel like you couldn't not be. You can't be that's the thing with the energetics and emotions and consciousness is that even if you don't believe something, like you could be just kicking it and you fall asleep and the advertisements or the television show or someone in your family or somebody at school says something and it gets into your consciousness somewhere. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude. No, you know what? This is so crazy. I wanted to do a show on this actually. Have you ever, so I fall asleep with the TV on, Doenut.
Right.
Have you ever been sleeping, bro, and then had a dream in your dreams about what's going on TV?
Yeah.
That's strange. That happens to me all the time. And I'll wake up and I'll be like, where the hell did that crazy dream come from? And then I look at the TV and that exact scenario is going on TV. I was like, oh shit, that's where it came from.
For real. And so like, there's even big corporations that pay money so they can put advertisements in your dreams. So there's websites that you can watch when you're sleeping, and it's paid by like the Illuminachos, the PepsiCos for the football games. So when you're sleeping, they could put advertisements in your dream. So, I mean, just because they had a website doing that doesn't mean that they're not just doing that and just not saying they're not doing. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, they're definitely doing that. And when I started realizing that, I try to fall asleep RGZ with some positive stuff on. Me and Doenut both are very similar when it comes to this. We look into so many
Me too.
dark things at the end of, every day. So at the end of the night, I want to watch something funny or something positive. And I know you do the same thing, Doenut.
Yeah, watch The Detroiters. The Detroiters is hilarious. It's on Netflix now. So funny. Both seasons. It's by the guy who makes I Think You Should Leave, which I think is also really funny.
I'm gonna write that one down.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And also, obviously, The Office. Everyone knows I love that show. But I also like Curb Your Enthusiasm is really funny.
Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is probably the top one.
That's a great one, dude. I don't know
You know
why.
what's funny, bro? If you watch, because I've studied all those shows, all three of them. And so Curb Your Enthusiasm, if you watch that, all the extra actors are in The Office. And The Office, all the extra actors are in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So there's a cool little pipeline that you can just see people working and getting, promoted up. It's interesting. I'm such a big fan of just the comedy shows.
Me too. And Young Sheldon is a good one too. I laugh at Young Sheldon. I've watched all.
Really?
Yeah,
Where's
yeah.
that?
Young Sheldon. Shay mentioned it. So okay, remember? It's a spinoff of. Damn, what was the name of that? Shay Fairchild. What was the name of the one Sheldon was a spinoff
The Big
of?
Bang Theory?
Yes, The Big Bang Theory. It's a spinoff of that. So it's when Sheldon was little.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'll go check it out. I've never seen it.
Oh, you'll love it because he's like a super genius when he's little. It's really funny. It's pretty good. Yeah, The Big Bang Theory, guys. Thank you. But there's some really good ones out right now. I'm going to tell you guys right now, F Movies is back. So they were being sued, but they're back. If you just go on Brave search engine and type in F Movies, the new one is www.4.fmovies.co. It'll probably get taken down now, but shit. They'll just put a new one back up. The new Beetlejuice is on there. But the one I just watched, bro, that I want to decode so bad is the new Venom. Oh, my Lord. That new Venom is on point. And it's on F Movies. You guys can watch it on there. Black goo like you wouldn't believe. I'm going to do the Wild Robots, too. I'm going to decode that one coming up here really soon. But, yeah, me and Jay Dreams were talking about doing a Black goo one together. But that new Venom, man. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to tell you guys the end, but I will tell you this. It's very sad. I almost cried. And you wouldn't even think you would cry in a Venom movie, but they get you to like Venom, and he's supposed to be the bad guy. He's like this parasitic alien that attaches himself to you and eats other people. He's pretty much a demon, but they get you to like him. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like by the end of it, I'm crying and shit that Venom died. Oh, whoops, sorry guys. Yeah, Venom dies. He dies. So I don't know. It seems like they're gonna come out with another one. I just ruined that for everybody, didn't I?
I don't care because I when I look at movies, I break them down like it's not even fun for me to watch movies. So I don't care.
One thing you're on point about, though, and you got me hip to this, I've been breaking down movies for a long time now since I started this game. That's really how I got big. Everybody loved my movie breakdowns. And the first 15 minutes is where they hit you with the most programming.
Oh, yeah.
100%. the first I don't know why. Doenut was who pointed that out to me, though. He's like, Tommy, I'm telling you, dude, it's in the first 15 minutes you'll find all the shit, and it's so true. Like, you might find little hidden codes throughout the rest of the movie, but
it's the structure. Yeah, they used Hollywood uses the same structure in every single film. That's why, like, you can call out things before they happen. They use hypnosis, priming, and all that. The 15-minute mark is super important to hit. That's when the story you get into the story, usually at the 15-minute mark. Yeah, there's a lot to that.
Yeah, that 15 number, man, that's a huge one. They're doing these rituals in dates of 15 and the 15 minutes into the movie. There's definitely something up with that 15 number. From what I found, it's all tied to CERN, but then the mirror reflection of it is the number 51, which is that Illuminati number. So,
well, the big thing was the kids' films. So kids' films, the first 15 minutes, it's really awesome. It's really fun. That you as a parent, you're probably gonna be like, yo, this is dope. And then you're like, you know what, this is cool. This is cool. Then you like your kids being brainwashed, and you're like, okay, I got some time off. I got like an hour. I could get some stuff done. And then that's when the programming starts to happen. It's like after the 15-minute mark in the kids' films.
interesting. I'll have to
That's
look.
something I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that kids one, the robot one. Have you got to see that yet? The one I just told you about, the wild robot Doenut.
Uh-oh. Looks like we can't hear you.
Test 1 2. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
we got you now, yeah.
Okay, the wild robot. Did you see that one?
Oh, I haven't.
Check that out when you get a chance. It's a kid movie, but there's so much programming in it. I gotta break it down.
Oh,
But
bro, somebody wrote 15-minute cities just to add on top of all that. You're right.
yeah. 15-minute cities. Yeah, there's definitely something up with this 15 number. So I'm gonna look into it more. Actually, I think I'm gonna do a complete breakdown on the number 15. I did the number 17. I've done multiple numbers. If you go up on truthmafia.com, type in the search bar. And by the way, guys, there's tons of new stuff up on truthmafia.com. Down in the description is this new video blog that's only available on truthmafia.com. I broke down the whole Tartarian Empire, everything. So it's a full blog on it and several videos. You guys will really find it fascinating. And then I did one called Glitch in the Halo with my boy, Library of the Untold. It's a story of Enki and Enlil. It gets into the serpent versus the eagle. You can watch that down in the description too. And tomorrow at 7 p.m., me and Joey from Library of the Untold are on. Have you ever podcast with Joey Doenut?
Yeah, I think so.
He's got like 100,000. He just got his plaque from YouTube. He's got like 100,000 followers now. He's doing really good though, man.
Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
I don't think you've ever podcast with Joey.
I don't think I did. No.
Well, if you ever want to come on, man, you can definitely come on with us. You'd love him. He's super cool. He's kind of like, he's into a lot of stuff like Juan's into, the alchemy and stuff. He's pretty fascinating guy, really down to earth. But we're coming to the hour and 30-minute mark, guys. So we're getting ready to wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, Doenut, everybody in the comments is asking, what do we think is going to happen Wednesday? With the whole, is that I'm taking it that's the election, right?
Oh, okay. November 5th election. What do I think is going to happen?
That day's tied to Odin and Mercury.
I think nothing's going to happen.
Me too. I'm with Doenut. I think nothing will happen on that day because too many people.
Watch something will happen. But like, yeah, the crowd's usually wrong. Everyone. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I think you're 100% right. I think it never happens on the day they say everybody else thinks it's going to. It'll happen a certain amount of days from the election. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like November 3rd would be like, because that's 9-3, and that's that like satanic number 9-3, and even it's 3-11 too. But those dates towards the full moon seem to be like where the ritual's at.
Yeah. 11-3. That's 113. That number's really tied to the Phoenicians. disinformation. It's a big number tied to illusion, green screen. Phoenicians is 113, bullshit, disinfo. So yeah, there could be a major psyop on that day. And the reflection of, like Doenut mentioned, is 3/11. That's when the whole pandemic was declared. March 11th, we had Fukushima on that day as well. But yeah, I'm the month I really think they're going to pop it off, guys. If you want to know my honest opinion, I think it's going to be December. And I'm looking at December 6th this year because there's this crazy 126 code that's been going on for a long time. Kobe Bryant died on January 26th. And then when you look at the whole Corona thing, Corona is an anagram for raccoon, right? And the Wuhan Biolab, which Joe Rogan and Trump were just talking about on their podcast, they were talking about that shit. And Trump's like, did you see when the whole Corona thing popped off? There was body bags all around Wuhan. And so I showed how the Wuhan Biolab is the same exact symbol as the freaking Umbrella Corporation and Resident Evil. And that was the day Kobe died, and he was buried in Corona del Mar. And you know what I'm saying? Raccoon City's 126. That date was a date with 67 numerology, which Wuhan is that, human sacrifice, Iron Cross. And that Iron Cross symbol right there, that's the oldest symbol for Nibiru in the whole world. It goes way back, but then when you spell out the number 126, Doenut, it equals 201. And event 201 was the simulation that took place October 18, 2019, the same day as the military world games began in Wuhan, China. And psychological warfare is in that number, black hole sun. So yeah, I'm definitely looking at that day. December 6th is a big one. I'm keeping my eye on right now. And there's a huge connection to that whole game and the whole Corona thing. Resident Evil, the zombie situation. And the 30 number, guys. I didn't even think of that. There's that 30 number right there. So, from the 17th, the last moon ritual, when that Lelam dude jumped, or Laylam, whatever the hell his name is, jumped off the balcony, that until 11:15, the day Doenut was talking about, is exactly 30 days. So could be interesting to see what pops off. And that 30 number is a big one. It's a real big one with energy harvesting. And the 93 number, like Doenut mentioned, that's the number tied to Aleister Crowley. During 9/11, we had Flight 93. George Floyd, his death took place on the 93rd meridian. They tell us from the Earth to the sun is allegedly 93 million miles. Who knows how the hell they got up there and measured that? I'll never know. But what'd they do? Shoot a laser beam up there? I don't know. It sounds kind of made up to me, but what do we know? But anyways, this is where we're at the end, guys. Make sure you go show my boy some love. Check out his comic book. Subscribe to his newsletter. And check out his Patreon. Doenut has one of the most fire Patreons in the game right now. And go check out our shop over there on truthfultv.com. We got a huge sale going on. Use promo code Happy Halloween. You got anything to say to him, brother?
Thank you for having me on. Much love and God bless you.
Much love, guys. I'm going to end this out, brother, and then there's an outro. So if you got to go, you can rock out.
Much love.
I love you, bro.
Love you too.
Peace.
Yo, we living in a sim, reality's a game. NPCs around us, they all look the same. Soulless entities controlled by AI. Quantum computer running life, asking why. Are you just a player, controlled by machine? Or a first player character, living the dream? Tap into the code, break free from the lies. Decode your gematria, see through their disguise. In the simulation, what's your role, what's your fate? Are you real or controlled, can you navigate? Elites use gematria, secrets in the code. Find out your archetype, let the truth unfold. Super quantum computer, pulling all the strings. NPCs moving like puppets on a swing. The matrix got nothing on the life we lead. Green letters falling, it's the truth we need. Are you you just a player, controlled by machine, or a first player character, living the dream? Tap into the code, break free from the lies, decode your gematria, see through their disguise. In the simulation, what's your role, what's your fate? Are you real or controlled, can you navigate? Elites use gematria, secrets in the code. Find out your archetype, let the truth unfold. Archetypes defined from NPCs to Neo. First players rise, let your true self show. Through the